Yes, I feared a lot that the end result, the fact that I lost my mum when I was 12 years old, could easily happen again to my wife.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry moved out of the monarchy in 2020, but ever since then, both have continued to stir controversies in the news and even within the royal family. Recently, King Charles has reportedly removed Meghan from every royal function they were still involved in. The reason behind this decision remains unclear, but many believe it is because Meghan and Harry have lost their relevance, while others think Princess Charlotte may be at the center of it all. But what truly happened? Why is Charles taking such a drastic action now, and why is Harry nervous about Charlotte? Join us as we uncover the full story. How King Charles erases Meghan and Harry. Princess Charlotte's birthday photograph was recently released, and it quickly became more than just another royal family picture. According to reports, the image may have left Harry nervous about the increasing focus on the next generation of royals and possibly caused him to rethink his decision to leave the monarchy. The photograph showed a young princess growing older. However, many saw it as a reflection of the changes taking place within the royal family. With Charlotte, Prince George, and Prince Louis becoming the future of the monarchy, some believe Harry and Meghan Markle's role has gradually faded out. Many viewed the photograph as a sign that the monarchy is moving forward without them. However, this was not always the case. Something happened that changed everything and pushed them away from royal life. Before Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, they were two of the most important faces of the monarchy. Their 2018 wedding at St. George's Chapel in Windsor attracted millions of viewers around the world. Soon after, they became regular representatives of Queen Elizabeth at major events. They attended charity engagements, supported causes connected to young people and mental health, and represented the royal family outside Britain. One of their biggest moments came in October 2018 when they traveled to Australia, Fiji, Tonga, and New Zealand for a major royal tour. The couple attracted huge crowds during the 16-day visit. People lined the streets to see them, and international media followed every move they made. The tour strengthened the belief that Harry and Meghan would become a major part of the monarchy's future. They appeared to represent a younger and more modern image of the royal family. However, that role depended on one thing: they had to remain working royals. Their public influence came from representing the crown, attending official events, and carrying out duties on behalf of the monarch. When they announced their decision to step back from royal life in January 2020, that connection changed. Harry and Meghan did not simply move to another country. They removed themselves from the system that gave them their official position. After leaving Britain, they moved to the United States and began building a private life away from royal duties. The decision meant they could no longer represent Queen Elizabeth or later King Charles at official engagements. They stopped carrying out the responsibilities that initially placed them beside other senior royals at major events. The same institution that had once promoted them now had to focus on the people who remained. This is where Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, became even more important. The monarchy still needed senior figures who could attend events, meet world leaders, support charities, and represent the crown. William and Catherine continued taking on those responsibilities. Their children also started receiving more attention because they represent the future of the monarchy. King Charles continued that direction after becoming king in September 2022. Charles had for years spoken about creating a smaller monarchy with fewer working members, and after Queen Elizabeth's death, he began changing the institution around that idea. Sadly, Harry and Meghan no longer fit into that structure because they had already chosen a different path. But the biggest sign of this change came later. During Charles's coronation on May 6, 2023, Harry attended the ceremony at Westminster Abbey, but Meghan remained in California with their children. Harry sat among members of the royal family, but he did not appear as one of the central figures of the event. He attended as the king's son, not as a working royal carrying out an official role. The situation also affected their children. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet are members of the royal family, but they have not grown up in the same public environment as other young royals. That difference has become one of the strongest signs of Harry and Meghan's changing position within the monarchy. Before leaving, they were part of the story the royal family was building around its future. After stepping away, that story began to change. The attention shifted toward William's family, and every public appearance from George, Charlotte, and Louis further strengthened that transition. However, royal history shows that this type of change is not completely new. Other royals have experienced a similar change in the past. One of the biggest examples came with Edward VIII. In 1936, he became king after the death of his father, King George V. He had worldwide attention, political influence, and the full authority that came with being monarch. However, later that year, he gave up the throne so he could marry Wallis Simpson. After his abdication, Edward became the Duke of Windsor. He remained famous, but he lost his position at the center of royal life. His younger brother became King George, and the monarchy moved forward without him. The attention that once followed Edward shifted to the new king, and later to Princess Elizabeth, who eventually became Queen Elizabeth. Edward remained part of royal history, but he was no longer part of the monarchy's future. A similar pattern appeared with Prince Andrew. Before 2019, Andrew carried out official duties and represented the royal family at public events. He attended ceremonies, supported organizations, and held military connections. However, controversy surrounding his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein led him to step back from royal duties. After that decision, the monarchy continued without him. He remained a member of the family, but his public role disappeared. Harry and Meghan's situation is different, but the result has similarities. They are still internationally recognized figures. Their Netflix documentary, Harry and Meghan, released in December 2022, attracted worldwide attention. Harry's memoir, Spare, released in January 2023, also became one of the biggest publishing stories of the year. Their interviews and projects continue to generate headlines. However, public attention does not always equal royal importance. The monarchy works through official duties and public service. When Harry and Meghan stepped away from those duties, the monarch had to look elsewhere. Their decision gave the royal family a reason to move forward without them and focus on the people still carrying out the work. King Charles did not need to make a public announcement removing Harry and Meghan from the center of royal life. The change happened through actions and priorities. The people who continue showing up at royal events become the faces of the monarchy. The people who leave naturally move further away. Aside from the fact that Harry and Meghan are no longer as central to the monarchy as they once were, there has also been speculation that they may regret raising their children away from royal life. Some believe their decision to step back meant their children lost the opportunity to grow up inside the royal family and experience the traditions that come with being royalty. But how true is this claim? Let's find out together. Harry and Meghan's possible regret over raising their kids away from royal life. Prince George's position in the royal family has placed him on a very different path from most children his age. As the third in line to the British throne, he is already viewed as the future king, and this means his childhood comes with responsibilities connected to the monarchy. During King Charles III's coronation, the world saw George not just as a young boy attending a historic ceremony, but as someone being introduced to the traditions and duties that may define his future. However, this royal preparation is not only about Prince George. It also extends to Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, who are growing up surrounded by the customs and expectations of the monarchy. That is the difference between Prince William's children and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's children. George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis are growing up inside the institution that has controlled their family's history for generations. Archie and Lilibet, however, are growing up thousands of miles away in California after Harry and Meghan chose to leave royal life behind in 2020. The decision gave their children more privacy, but it also removed them from many experiences that only royal children can have. Prince George was born on July 22, 2013, and from the beginning, his future looked different. As the first child of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, he became second in line to the throne after his father. His position meant that the royal family viewed his upbringing through a different lens. Every stage of his childhood carried a connection to the future of the monarchy. George did not simply grow up as another member of the family. He grew up knowing that one day he may become king. That responsibility has influenced the way his parents have introduced him to public life. His appearances have been carefully chosen, allowing him to experience royal traditions while still having a normal childhood away from cameras. The coronation of King Charles became one of the clearest examples of this preparation. George became one of the youngest future monarchs to participate in a coronation ceremony. He joined the pages of honor during the service, standing alongside other young attendants as his grandfather was officially crowned. The moment connected him directly to the long history of British kings and queens. But that is not all. Princess Charlotte has experienced a different but equally important path. Born on May 2, 2015, Charlotte became the first royal affected by a major change in succession rules. Before the Succession to the Crown Act 2013, younger sons could move ahead of older daughters in the line of succession. The law ended that tradition and gave male and female heirs equal treatment. Because of that change, Charlotte remained ahead of her younger brother Prince Louis in the line of succession. Her position became a historic one because she represented a new era within the royal family. She showed that being a princess no longer meant automatically losing her place to a younger brother. Charlotte has also developed her own public identity. During royal appearances, many people have noticed her confidence and maturity. Her outfits often attract media attention, and royal watchers frequently discuss her growing personality. She has appeared at events such as Trooping the Colour and other major celebrations, slowly becoming familiar to the public. Then there is Prince Louis, the youngest child of William and Catherine. Born on April 23, 2018, Louis became one of the most talked about young royals because of his playful personality. During the Platinum Jubilee celebrations in June 2022, his reactions and expressions captured worldwide attention. While George represented the seriousness of the future throne, Louis showed the more relaxed side of growing up in the royal family. Together, George, Charlotte, and Louis are experiencing a childhood surrounded by royal traditions. They attend public events, visit historic locations, and learn the customs connected to royalty. Their parents have introduced them slowly to royal life, giving them experiences that prepare them for different possibilities in the future. Their education also reflects their position. George and Charlotte attend Lambrook School in Berkshire, where they enrolled in 2022 after leaving Thomas's Battersea. The school provides them with a private education while allowing them to continue living close to their family. Their schooling forms part of the preparation that comes with being members of the royal family. Harry and Meghan's children have followed a completely different path. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was born in May 2019, while his sister, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor, was born in June 2021. Both children spent much of their lives in California after their parents moved there, following their decision to step away from royal duties. Harry and Meghan have explained that they wanted their children to experience more privacy. They wanted Archie and Lilibet to grow up away from the pressure that comes with being royal. The couple has spoken about wanting a more normal family life, away from constant media attention and public expectations. However, that choice also created a distance between their children and the family they were born into. Archie and Lilibet have not experienced the same regular connection to royal ceremonies and traditions as William's children. They have not appeared regularly at events such as Trooping the Colour, where the public becomes familiar with future generations of the monarchy. The difference is not about their titles alone. It is about the environment around them. Royal children learn through experience. They watch older family members carry out duties. They attend events. They become familiar with the expectations placed on them. George, Charlotte, and Louis are receiving that exposure from a young age. Archie and Lilibet remain connected to the royal family through their father, but their relationship with royal duties is different. Their parents' decision to leave means they do not participate in the same way as children who grow up inside the working monarchy. Their future connection to the monarchy depends on their own choices and the direction of the royal family. History has shown that leaving the center of royal life can affect future generations. Edward experienced this after he gave up the throne. Despite remaining famous, he no longer influenced the future direction of the monarchy. His descendants also did not become central figures within the royal family. Harry and Meghan's situation does not match Edward's exactly, but it shows a similar pattern. Once someone steps away from the daily work of the monarchy, their connection to royal life naturally changes. Beyond the speculation that Harry and Meghan may have wished their children could have grown up inside the royal family, another discussion has also attracted attention. It involves Harry's repeated comparisons between Meghan and his late mother, Princess Diana. Harry has suggested that some of the challenges Meghan faced were similar to what Diana experienced during her time as a royal. But how accurate is this comparison, and are the situations truly the same? Stay tuned as we examine this claim. Harry claimed that Meghan was given Princess Diana treatment. Prince Harry has always compared Meghan Markle's experience inside the royal family with what happened to his mother, Princess Diana. He has pointed to similarities such as media pressure, emotional struggles behind palace walls, and the challenges that come with adjusting to royal life. Harry has repeatedly said that Meghan's experiences reminded him of the difficulties Diana faced during her time as a member of the royal family. To understand this comparison better, let's take a short look at what happened during Princess Diana's time inside the monarchy. In 1981, Diana Spencer married Prince Charles at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. She was only 20 years old when she entered one of the most famous families in the world. At the beginning, the public welcomed her with enormous excitement. Millions saw her as a young and relatable figure who brought a fresh image to the monarchy. Diana quickly became one of the most popular members of the royal family. Crowds gathered wherever she appeared. Newspapers followed her every move. Her fashion choices became global news, and many people connected with her personality in a way they had not connected with other royals before. However, behind that public image, Diana's life inside the monarchy became increasingly difficult. The problems between Diana and Charles grew partly because of Charles's continued connection with Camilla Parker Bowles. Charles and Camilla had known each other before his marriage to Diana, and their relationship later became one of the biggest sources of tension inside the royal family. The issue created a deep divide between the couple and placed enormous pressure on their marriage. Diana's struggles became public in the 1992 biography Diana, Her True Story by Andrew Morton. The book revealed details about her unhappiness, loneliness, and difficulties within her marriage. At the time, many of these revelations shocked the public because the royal family had traditionally kept personal problems away from the media. The situation became even more intense during Diana's famous BBC Panorama interview in 1995. During the interview, she made the statement that there were 3 people in her marriage, referring to herself, Charles, and Camilla. The comment became one of the most famous moments in modern royal history and created a major crisis for the monarchy. However, Diana's story was not only about her struggles with Charles. The public also followed controversies surrounding her own personal life. During the 1990s, reports about her relationship with James Hewitt created further media attention and added more pressure to an already difficult situation. The constant coverage turned her private struggles into a worldwide discussion. Charles and Diana eventually separated in 1992 and officially divorced in 1996. Their marriage became one of the biggest challenges the royal family faced during Queen Elizabeth's reign. But the most tragic moment came later. On August 31, 1997, Diana died in a car crash in Paris, while photographers followed the vehicle. Her death created worldwide grief and increased criticism of the media's treatment of public figures. Years later, Harry saw parts of Diana's experience repeating with Meghan. Meghan's difficulties started almost immediately after her relationship with Harry became public in 2016. The attention around her was intense from the beginning. Kensington Palace even released a statement defending Meghan against what it described as harassment and media abuse. The statement was unusual because the royal family rarely responded directly to media coverage involving private members. Harry later explained that he saw similarities between Meghan's treatment and what happened to Diana. He believed the same media pressure that affected his mother had started affecting his wife. Meghan also faced a different challenge, because she entered the royal family from a very different background. She was an American actress and a divorced woman. Harry and Meghan later claimed that some conversations inside the royal family involved concerns about their relationship and how the public might react to their future child. During their interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021, Harry and Meghan made one of their most serious claims. They said there had been discussions with the royal family about how dark their child's skin might be. The claim created a major public debate about race, tradition, and the royal family. Buckingham Palace later released a statement saying the issues raised were concerning and that some matters required attention. Meghan also spoke about feeling isolated after joining royal life. During the interview, she described experiencing severe emotional struggles while she was pregnant with Archie. She said she reached a point where she felt she could not continue without support. Harry connected those experiences to what Diana had gone through during her own time inside the monarchy. For Harry, the biggest connection between Diana and Meghan was not that they lived identical lives. It was that both women entered royal life, faced enormous public attention, and struggled with the pressure surrounding them. He has argued that the same environment that damaged his mother created similar problems for Meghan. However, many have pointed out that Diana and Meghan experienced very different situations. Diana entered royal life as someone who received overwhelming public support at the beginning. The British public largely embraced her before problems inside her marriage became known. Meghan, on the other hand, faced both support and criticism almost immediately after her relationship with Harry became public. The nature of their struggles also differed. Diana's main conflict centered around her marriage to Charles, especially the issues involving Camilla and the breakdown of their relationship. Meghan's conflict involved her experience with the wider royal system, including her relationship with the media and her claims about life inside the palace. The comparison between the two women became a major part of Harry and Meghan's story after they stepped away from royal duties. Harry did not only speak against the media attention they faced, he also questioned the system that he believed failed his mother and later affected his wife. These concerns became one of the reasons he supported Meghan's decision to leave royal life. Their move in 2020 became one of the biggest separations between a senior royal and the monarchy in modern times. After leaving Britain, Harry and Meghan moved to California, where they started speaking more openly about their experiences. Their supporters believe Harry made the right choice by protecting Meghan and making sure the same problems Diana faced did not happen again. However, even today, many people still question why Meghan appeared to have a difficult relationship with parts of the royal family. What were the real reasons behind the tension? The answers may be more surprising than many expect. Why the royal family disliked Meghan from the start. The signs that Meghan Markle would have a different approach to royal life appeared early, even before the disagreements and public problems that later affected her relationship with the royal family. When Prince Harry confirmed their relationship in November 2016, the reaction was immediate. Meghan was an American actress from Los Angeles, known globally for playing Rachel Zane in the television series Suits. She was not raised in British aristocratic circles. She did not come from a royal background, and she already had a career and identity before entering Harry's world. Her life looked completely different from the women who had traditionally married into the royal family. That difference became one of the first things people noticed when Harry and Meghan's relationship became public. Within days, newspapers, television networks, and royal commentators began examining everything about her background. Her career, her nationality, her previous marriage, and even her family history became part of a global discussion. Previous royal brides often came from British aristocratic families or had close links to the traditional circles surrounding the monarchy. However, Meghan is from a different background. Her background sparked conversations inside and outside the monarchy. Meghan had previously married film producer Trevor Engelson in 2011, and they divorced in 2013. Divorce was once considered a serious issue for people entering the royal family. Although the monarchy had become more accepting over time, Meghan's history still made her different from many previous royal brides. Her American identity also separated her from the traditional image of a royal wife. Meghan brought a different culture, different experiences, and a different understanding of public life. Some people viewed this as proof that the monarchy was becoming more modern. Others believed the royal family would struggle to adjust to someone who did not come from the world it had always known. Race became another important part of the discussion surrounding Meghan. Her mother, Doria Ragland, is Black, making Meghan one of the first openly biracial senior members of the modern British royal family. Some commentators argued that parts of the British establishment struggled with this change. They believed Meghan's arrival challenged old expectations about what a future royal should look like. The palace, however, publicly welcomed Meghan and presented her marriage as a sign of a more modern monarchy. However, something unexpected happened along the way. Harry and Meghan married on May 19, 2018. The ceremony attracted worldwide attention. Millions watched as Meghan entered the royal family, and many believed the couple represented a new direction for the institution. Their popularity was enormous, and expectations around their future role continued to grow. However, problems began appearing soon after the wedding. Reports emerged about disagreements involving royal staff, media coverage, and the way Harry and Meghan approached their responsibilities. The couple often appeared more willing to speak openly and challenge traditional expectations than other members of the royal family. One major difference between Meghan and previous royal wives was that she entered the royal family with her own public identity. She already had a career, a public image, and experience managing attention before becoming the Duchess of Sussex. Supporters saw those qualities as valuable, but critics believed they sometimes created tension with the quiet and controlled approach expected inside the monarchy. The situation reached a major turning point in January 2020. Harry and Meghan announced that they would step back as senior working royals. Leaving royal life changed their position completely. Working royals represent the monarch, attend official ceremonies, support charities, and carry out duties around the world. After their decision, Harry and Meghan could no longer perform those responsibilities. They moved to the United States and began building a private life outside the institution. The relationship between the couple and the royal family became even more strained after their interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. During the interview, Harry and Meghan spoke about their experiences inside the palace, including media pressure, family tensions, and Meghan's emotional struggles. One of their most serious claims involved conversations about the possible skin tone of their future child. The allegation created a worldwide debate about race and the monarchy. Buckingham Palace later said the concerns raised were serious and that some issues required further attention. The couple continued sharing their experiences through other platforms. Harry's memoir Spare, released in January 2023, created another major moment. The book included personal details about his relationship with his family and accusations involving members of the royal family. Although it became a major publishing success, it also increased the distance between Harry, Meghan, and the institution they had left. The reaction to Meghan remains divided. Critics believe her celebrity background and her decision to speak openly created challenges for the monarchy. They say she found it difficult to adjust to royal life, while others believe Meghan was not the cause of the problems she faced. They feel that she only brought attention to issues that already existed within the monarch. They often point to Princess Diana's experience as an example of how difficult royal life can be for members who receive intense public attention. What do you think about how the monarchy is moving on without Meghan and Harry? Do you think Meghan and Harry should return to their royal duties? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.